What is very important that a superhero does? So every day they're doing this, day in, day out, something that maybe we take for granted. For instance, if you have a comic book, what is the thing that you expect? If you just read an issue of a comic book, you expect that the next month or bi-weekly there's going to be another comic. So what does that mean in terms of our real life experience? What does it mean to be a real life superhero? Is that we have to train ourselves in terms of our habits. And what does that mean in terms of being heroic? How do we train ourselves? So each and every day, we have to be on the lookouts for opportunities to be heroic. It has to be part of our habits. And for instance, a superhero, he can do a lot of super things, but none of that matters unless he's showing up, unless he's present, unless he has a habit. Part of his habit is to help people, to save or rescue or whatever it is. Part of his everyday experience is to be super, to be heroic. For instance, a person who writes, what do they say if you want to be a writer? You have to write every day. It has to be part of your habit. Not on the Sabbath and the Jewish holidays, when it's forbidden to write, but other than that, wherever possible, to make it a habit to write. A person who's a musician, to make it a habit to practice music when it's permissible, according to Jewish law. Same thing with art, same thing with any pursuit. It has to become a habit. And so with comics, you expect episodes. TV shows and movies, you expect that there is going to be a continuation of this heroic figure. And so in our lives, it's every day. We don't have to wait a few years for a movie, for the script, for the actors, for the special effects. Every day, this is something that we are developing and creating as part of our daily routine. So in Kabbalah, according to the ancient Jewish mysticism, there are two factors at play in terms of creating a behavior. If you want to know the secret, the great secret or mystery for creating a behavior, it's either the power in the soul of invigoration or the power of persistence. So someone who is continuously putting one step forward and then the next and the next every day, progressing forward, they have to have this mentality that they're winning. Like you say a person won at life. How do you win at life? Only God decides on the outcome. All that we can do is our input, our work. So how do you win at life? You have to show up. And you show up by putting forth effort, daily effort, continual effort. So that's called the superpower of invigoration. That is, you expect a superhero to have one person to save one story, and then the next episode, the next comic, then you expect there to be another opportunity to do good, another person to help. So in our life, that's has to be a habit. It's a very good habit, but it takes a lot of work. This is creating a good habit. So that's the superpower of invigoration in the soul. But along with that, you need persistence. or perseverance. You have to be willing to just show up every day, even if you don't see the results, even if it seems like you're not winning, even if there seems to be setbacks, just to know that you are on the right path, even if nothing seems to be going your way, or nothing seems to be progressing, or nothing seems to be working out. Still, you're on the path. So sometimes we call this challenges and obstacles. That a challenge is like something that you overcome, like you climb the mountain, you jump over something in your way. But an obstacle is maybe you're just faced by an obstacle that you don't know how to surpass yet, and you don't know how to get past. But you have to know too that this is part of life. The things don't always go your way, but you're on that path. You still have the mindset of continuing forward, even if it seems like everything is fixed in place. Even if it seems that nothing is moving forward. Still to know that God is taking you somewhere, even if it doesn't seem like I'm doing anything. This is also what's called in Kabbalah the difference between active trust and passive trust. That active trust is like King David waging the wars of God, actively waging wars against the enemies of the Jewish people, for instance. And passive, the example for that in the Bible, a good example for that is King Chizkiyahu, that he faced this massive army headed by Sancheriv, this enemy of the Jewish people, and he slept a peaceful night along with his army, along with the Jewish people. And when in the morning they saw that there was destruction in the camp of Sancheriv, that God had taken care of it for them. So when they went to sleep, they did so with complete trust in God. So sometimes in that situation, that King Chizkiyahu was faced with this obstacle before him, and he didn't know how to proceed. He didn't know how to overtake, to be successful over this army, this large army of Sancheriv. So he went to sleep, and his army went to sleep. The Jewish army went to sleep, and so God took care of it. But this is also trust, because you're praying for a specific outcome. You want to be successful in life, but sometimes you see the success through your own initiative, and sometimes you don't. And it's a reminder that all success is from God, even when it seems like you see the result of your actions, of your efforts. It's all from God. So back to the world of superheroes. What enables a superhero to successfully rescue someone? That's a blessing. To be thankful for God for the ability to have rescued someone. So even if you have some type of a superpower, to know that this is from God. And we all have superpowers. These are the powers of the soul. We have the ability to help people, to rescue people, to do good for others, to be there for others, to help others in their time of need. And to know that the ability to be successful is for sure from God. And that's especially the case when we're winning, and also when it doesn't seem like we're winning. When it seems like we're frozen in place, it doesn't seem like we're moving forward. But our task is to make it a part of our habits. That every day, to see how to perform acts of goodness and kindness, and through that willingness, through putting ourselves out there, through making that part of our daily routine, then God willing, we'll have many, many opportunities. So for instance, for a writer, a person that feels like, how do you overcome writer's block? For instance, first of all, you have to make writing a habit every day, even if it's 10-15 minutes. Secondly, to know that there's people that stand to benefit from, God willing, from your writing. Also, that's something to have in mind while you're writing, that this is something that should be that it will uplift somebody, will inspire someone, so it will connect someone to God, will help a person maybe through a difficult time or whatever it is, whatever you're writing about. It's something that should be encouraging and inspiring. And the other thing to keep in mind is that what is writer's block is relation to what we just said. So writer's block is like the passive trust, like King Chizkiyahu is facing this huge army and he doesn't know what to do. So like a writer, he has this canvas before him, this blank piece of paper before him, this blank screen before him, and it seems like an insurmountable task. So sometimes it may just be the right thing just to go to bed and wake up early. Wake up early with the intent that God, please help me to be able to put pen to paper, to fill in something. And it may be that day after day we have to keep praying for this. It may not come in a day or two or a week or two or a month or two or a year or two. But to know that it's a process, and it's a process of self-refinement. See, when we create a habit, for instance, like waking up early, you have to set the alarm, you have to go to sleep early, because you still need a good amount of sleep. Creating habits is not easy. It takes a lot of self-discipline, a lot of dedication. But when we set ourselves, and every day we're refining ourselves through the act of instilling that habit as part of our daily routine, instilling order as part of our daily routine. Routine and order, all of that is the tools, the soil for fostering growth. So right now we're in the holiday of Sukkot, of Sukkos. You can see that right now I'm inside of a sukkah. And it's when God is giving us a big hug. He's surrounding us with His divine presence. It's called the surrounding light. And we should know that God wants us to succeed, of course. But we have to do our part. We have to show up. And for instance, on Sukkot, we shake the lulav and esrog. Through our actions, we bring about the revelation of godliness in this world. So it's true with the mitzvahs that we perform, the commandments, the divine commandments that we perform.